All right. Welcome once again to the Independent Black Voice. I am the host, beatzillapdxofficial, and today we have to talk about something going on in my own backyard right here in the city of Portland, Oregon. We have an issue with our local school system that has actually got dealt a little bit of money a while back, and as it appears, they have not made good on what they're actually supposed to be doing. So it's a center for, and it's targeted toward Black youth for Black excellence. This, of course, being a democratic city, also known as one of the whitest places in America, still for our Black population here, very active in getting things that will help and undergird our community, even as small as it is. And for all of the different nonprofits, they actually got through here a proposal for, and it got $60 million for it, to build a facility which will focus on Black student education. So this money being basically there, sitting and sitting and sitting some more, people are now starting to ask, what's going on and why has there been no movement? We've seen so many things of late require everybody else's urgent attention. However, when it comes down to foundational Black Americans, the Black citizens of the city who actually are owed reparations, this is actually the place where the reparations bill that actually has money already in the Congress or in the legislation paperwork that's done right here from a person from our city who also by way happens to be the godson of Dr. Martin Luther King, Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And so we do have a certain, shall I say, we have a certain level of Black excellence that we look to have and uphold in this city. So it wasn't really a big issue because, of course, the concentration of majority of foundational Black Americans is in Portland, not the rest of the state. So with the $60 million, these people have slow played it and slow played it and slow played it to the point to where now the public is saying, hey, what's going on? And where is the building? Where's the money? And why are you moving so slow on it? So I want to go ahead and share this little piece with y'all.
Dozens of local organizations are calling on Portland Public Schools to move more quickly on a plan to build a center for Black student excellence.
It's been 5 full years since the school district received $60 million in taxpayer funds to build that center. Since then, very progress to make it happen. These Portland. So Thomas, let's talk about this group of non.
Let's first be honest. 5 years and no movement. Not 5 years and very little. This is 5 years and no movement. Let's keep it a buck. And because why? Oh, it's targeting, it's ethnic specific, targeting who has been targeted, because this city has suffered a major blow of gentrification, targeting one specific group of people. So now doing some things to rectify that piece by piece, but it's still clearly being slow walked by those in power. And of course, as you'll see, when you start talking to people who are in control of the money to make sure Black youth and Black children get taken care of, somehow I just get the impression that they don't have the same incentive as the community.
Profits is asking the district to do at this point.
Yeah, well, Drew, in China, more than 35 nonprofits in a letter to Portland Public Schools is asking the school district to have clear guidelines for when checkpoints will be reached. These are nonprofits including the Black Excellence League of Portland and the Urban League, the NAACP, all nonprofit groups in our area. Now, by May 20th, these groups, a coalition as they say, want a public presentation detailing when a site will be chosen for the Center for Black Student Excellence.
This man's on television. Be chosen. When will a spot be chosen, not choosing? However, also May 20th, the day after Malcolm X's birthday. So again, by May 20th, we want a presentation of what is it that you're going to do? Because this is $60 million for our community, for our children. And we have watched an entire high school class from 8th grade graduation through senior graduation. I'm seeing prom pictures right now from friends of mine whose children are graduating this year. And you have dropped the ball. And all of this, and they're blaming it on this, they're blaming it on that. I will just say how I feel about it. And I've watched these people operate my entire life, trying to slow walk it. And this, of course, being a so-called liberal Democrat town, it's very anti-Black. And this is another demonstration on when you have the support. This is actually something that already has the money. You don't have to go get the money. You don't have to tell anybody we don't have it. But now you legitimately have the money and you're sitting on it.
By December, they want the district to purchase that site. And this is all revolving around a project that's made little progress over the past 5 years. It was part of the 2020 bond measure.
No progress.
And Portland Public asked taxpayers for $60 million to build this Center for Black Student Excellence. It's intended to be a place where kids, especially young Black children, can grow and make the district a little bit more equitable. But since receiving taxpayer money 5 years ago, little progress has been made. It's still unclear where the center will be located and how much it'll cost to run. In the letter, the coalition writes, this is not only a matter of justice for our children.
Wait a minute. You don't even know how much it'll cost to run? $60 million sitting there. There's not as much as a committee. They haven't organized and sought to put together a group of people, especially comprised of these organizations who are telling you, hey, we need to see some progress and we need to see a presentation from you. This tells you right there that the Urban League and the NAACP and the Black Excellence and all the other ones, they have not been involved in any of the planning, which, as it appears, there has been none. But you got $60 million to do something that is primary focus is on Black youth, but by in turn, it affects everybody. And so, but it is focused on Black youth. Unlike all of these other things that other people get catered towards immigrants, citizens can't even apply for. But this is something that you legitimately already have the money. Family, I want y'all to understand, they got the money. And so whose idea or whose plan was it to do nothing for 5 years when it came down to focusing on Black children when you actually got the money specifically for Black children? Let me remind you, this is a Democratic city, more or less a Republican state, but because it's a Democratic city, the state goes Republican because of the volume of votes. But this is how they do it. So, you know, let's not get caught up on who's a Republican and who's a Democrat, because over here we have understood we have to be the independent Black voice, because this is a Democratic city sitting on $60 million for 5 years to build something that focuses on Black education. Think about that.
Fulfilling the district's promises made to Portland students, families, educators, and taxpayers is a matter of public trust and governmental accountability.
Yeah.
In March, we spoke to Portland Public Board Chair Eddie Wong. He says COVID, a teacher strike, and a change in superintendents delayed this project.
Oh, by the way, I would just like to remind you, if you're counting those years, that means that when this money was passed for the Black youth, Donald Trump was still president. So in the 4 years of Joe Biden being in office, there was no, even for the money already on the books. And realistically, I think they're going to have to give an account if that $60 million is still there. Because here's the reality. We've seen what Democrats have been paying for these past few years. So where is that $60 million? We need an account and a presentation. And so let's see what they're talking about, because they're slow moving it for our children.
Building materials are more expensive too. Still, families who have lost this project. Building materials, Portland Public Board, is a matter of public trust and governmental accountability. In March, we spoke to Portland Public Board Chair Eddie Wong. He says COVID, a teacher strike, and a change in superintendents delayed this project. Building materials are more expensive too. Still, families who have long supported this initiative are growing increasingly frustrated.
You know, let's be honest. I wish there was more progress made. The longer we wait, the more expensive things get.
It's not moving as quickly as we would hope.
Now, Portland Public.
Why is there not one Black person involved in $60 million project targeting Black children? How does that make sense? You're supposed to be the target focus here for Black, it's literally talking about Black excellence and Black student education and the studies and whatnot. You understand? Because like I said, like, we're a place that literally had Dr. John Henrik Clark pen our African-American curriculum. So this is the type of education that we got in this city. I just go back to, like, especially when I was coming up in school, we had a lot of our teachers were very Afrocentric. So, understanding, like when Malcolm X came out, we watched that in school. As soon as that thing came on VHS, we watched that in class. But most of us, of course, already have seen it because we went to the movie theaters and saw that, for me, multiple times. And just looking at how much money these people take in for all of these other programs and things are happening lickety split. You got $60 million 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Donald Trump was president. Who was president after that? And so you have a whole Democrat swing all the way from DC to Portland, Oregon. And for some reason, in 5 years, our children, who Joe Biden said he had Black people's backs, this is $60 million already in your hand. And our school board, that is, of course, now all of a sudden has Black faces attached to it, sat on it and did nothing. And here's the news, trying to soft walk it. But at the end of the day, family, remember what we're talking about. When it came down to our children, and you already had $60 million that even the community, non-Black community, said, we want this and focus on this. The powers that be said, oh, no. We need status quo, and we need black children to go astray so then they can be in these streets and be YNs instead of focusing on black excellence. Let's let them finish.
Public Schools says this is changing under new Superintendent Kimberly Armstrong. They say this initiative is at the forefront of what they are trying to accomplish here. Still, this coalition, in its letter that it gave to the school district, is demanding immediate action.
And rightfully so. They should demand immediate action, because this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And so this is how they treat our children. Again, I can't stress it enough. They already have the money. So if anybody comes in the comments and saying, well, who's supposed to pay for this and blah, 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 they already have the money and have had it for 5 years. Like I said, children have went from 8th grade to graduation in that time. So there's that many children that missed out on even being involved, because see, as you are building facilities like this, the type of things that are going into this, into things like this, will already start moving and among the community, because we have events here. We have Good in the Hood, what is something we do here in June. We have Juneteenth. They're right, literally like back-to-back weeks. So we have things that we got here, and all of these cultural events, foundationally black cultural events that we will have, we could easily be promoting, and they absolutely would, because these are venues and places that have we promote black excellence. We are part of the original Chitlin circuit, for those who don't know, even up here in this Pacific Northwest. Because again, if you guys watch even Ray Charles, the movie Ray wasn't in Alabama. Ray was in Seattle, Washington. Seattle, Washington is right up the road. So understand, like, we had our, I believe it's our Cotton Club here, because we had a black district. And what they did for us, they didn't Tulsa us. What they did is, like so many other black economic thriving areas, they ran, if you know where our Rose Garden is, where what they call the Moda Center and the Memorial Coliseum, and these big hospitals called Emmanuel Hospital. And I've covered that on this channel before. Right over there on North Russell, where the Black Panther office and clinic used to be, and where their free breakfast program was going here in the city, that block was leveled in 1972 and has been an empty, vacant lot to this day. So I just need people to understand, when I tell you I come from Portland and see what I see, oh, you best believe we have a very strong, this isn't the lay down, get along gang up here. So we operate quite a bit different in the midst of so much staunch supremacy. That's why I call it Little Dixie of the North. You better learn your history about this state. So for those who also don't understand, the modern day Klan, when it was revived, wasn't in the South, folks. It was right here in the state of Oregon. What do you think the Proud Boys hell out of? And all of these Patriot Fronts and Patriot Prayer and all of these guys, they all come from here. So, just be mindful of when these people sit up here and try to steer you into a conversation of this is a Democrat, Republican, and the orange man and all of this. No, this is an anti-black agenda, and everybody who participates in it needs to be called out. We're not concerned about one person. We're concerned about them all. Now, family, let me know what you guys think about this particular conversation. This might be going on in your neck of the woods, but I just wanted to let you guys know from where I'm coming from. This is the stuff that's happening in my neighborhood. And I just wanted to share this with you. So I hope that you guys can see how things go here and, know what type of things might be going on where you are behind the scenes. And let me just say, if this type of thing is going on behind the scenes and where you stay at, and you have a lot more black legislators in the midst, man, it goes to show how these black politicians really don't care about black people. Because if you're not going to worry about our children, and then we have to hear about illegal immigrants and their children's being separated and whatnot. And here is $60 million that you have the opportunity to go ahead and take care of our children and make sure that their futures are secured right here in America. And you guys have dropped the ball on it once again and said, Black America. Yeah, we said, Joe Biden said we had your back, but at the end of the day, and so, that is why we have chose delineation, which is rightfully so. And this is why everybody's upset.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
No tangibles, no vote. Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get out of here. Like I said, let me know what you guys think about this particular conversation in the comments. For those who are watching this live and those who are in the replay gang, of course, live, I mean, when it premieres, but thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, share this out on your social media if you would. And if you want to join this channel, you can most definitely do so. Everything else will be in the description. And this is nuts. And I hope you guys just, stay tuned to things like this going on in your particular neck of the woods. Because quite frankly, this is just it's garbage. You know what I mean? It's absolute garbage. And I hope I hope people understand that what we are doing here in the New Black Media is changing the discourse from us being ignored and having some goofball tether talk in our place about what we believe, versus and in turn being the megaphone for you into what you know, live, and feel. So hopefully we are successfully doing that here and being the megaphone for you, because it takes all of us to trample this wicked, wicked beast. So with that, again, if you have not already followed my other channel or subscribed to my other channel, make sure you do. That is Zilla Perspectives. And we are, of course, I've been on hiatus for about a little over a week. And so there will be more videos coming at you on both channels. So make sure you hit your notification bells, hit that word all. That way you'll be notified anytime channel goes live or a video is uploaded. And so with that being said, I thank each and every one of you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon each and every one of the members. I thank you so much for your support. And so y'all, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. special, y'all. We're gonna tell you one more time if you didn't know it. It's time to get doo-doo-dum. Dookie, that's where we come from. We got the styles, we know you like. It's time to